What was the thing we were saying?
Living it up. Living it up. Okay. Welcome back to Sips with the
we're jumping
Cereal. Why not?
Okay. Hi.
Episode 4. Welcome back to Sips with the Cereal. I'm Jenna.
I'm Danielle.
And I'm Dina.
And we're just 3 best friends who like to get together and talk books. We would love for you to follow along with us each week, just like a book club. We'll tell you the week before what book we will be discussing, so you can make sure you've read it. If you check out our Instagram, each of us likes to make art, so we will post our art interpretations for each book. Spoiler, I am to you guys, they don't care because it'll be out by the time they hear this. I have done basically nothing for this.
I can't. I like this book. I just can't, because I don't draw people. So I'm like, what the fuck am I going to draw?
Oh my God, I tried to draw a person the other day and I was like, well, that looks like an alien. And I was like, nope.
No. And then
stick to landscapes, Jenna.
I started drawing, and like the kids and I were all drawing together. And then they saw my fancy sketchbook and they're like, oh, I'm going to help you, Mom. And I really didn't like my drawing anyway. I was like, okay. So I was like, maybe I'll get some inspiration with their scribbles. And then I was like, no,
didn't
fuck
help.
this drawing.
Fuck this drawing.
And I drew something for Spark. So.
Well, see, I did draw one thing, and then I was like, no, this doesn't work. So then I drew the other thing, which is what I ended up showing you all.
The other thing is perfect.
I love it so much. Then I was like, maybe I'll just go really simple and do like an object. So
we can talk about that. Dina did, since we're speaking of it. Dina drew a beautiful Feyre sitting in front of an easel painting with her cozy sweater. We got, Velaris snowy scape in the background. She's in her painter studio. If you know, you know, Frost and Starlight. So very Frost and Starlight. So there you go. I would love to speak about what me and Danielle are doing, but it's hot garbage right now. And it could
TBD.
It could change with the
TBD.
change in the wind.
Change in the wind. Just living it up. We were being extra silly before you came on, Dina, and we were just talking complete nonsense. I don't even know how that started.
I don't even know where it came from.
Someone was living it up, and I accidentally
Someone
said
was not
living
it up.
Living it up, and then that just became funny.
Whenever I hear that, did you watch, what show was that? Was it Boardwalk Empire? With the Libyans, the guy who came on later. Matt, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, we're doing this. We've already, episode 4, and we're already sliding. We're already sliding.
What was that guy's
Dina,
name?
quick. No, shut up. Queena. Oh, my God.
It's going to be one of those nights.
Okay. How much Prosecco have we had?
I've literally had 3 sips of Prosecco.
Well, it's been a day.
All right. Queen Dina, I guess is what I was trying to say.
Too. Queen Dina. Let's go.
Yeah.
We were talking about the Queen of Umbros earlier. Maybe my brain went to that, Dina.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so let's just go. Let's just say what we're doing
What
here,
are we
right?
discussing, babe?
Okay. Today we're discussing A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J. Maas, which is a novella or book 3.5 in ACOTAR.
Aha.
So if you haven't read it yet, please pause, go read it, just because like the cereal, we are spilling the tea.
Spill that tea, girl.
So speaking of tea,
I'm gonna.
What are we sipping on today?
We are Oh God,
You are having a day.
I think I'm done.
The queen is snipping on.
I think I'm done.
Snipping.
We are sipping on the snow globe. Dino, who is it in honor of?
It is in honor of our Bat Boys and their snowball fight, their annual snowball fight.
Love that tidbit.
Such a cute fact that we learned about them. I thought that was adorable.
Right.
It's like our little Christmas present for enduring the trauma and the emotional turmoil.
We deserved this book.
That Sarah J. Maas loves to impose upon us. And we get 3 really hot, like 7 feet tall fae men just throwing snow at each other. And then
sitting naked in
a I think it was a steam room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like a sauna.
God, could you imagine to be the towel around?
I'd be that bench.
Oh, Jenna's lost it.
And that's because there was no spice in this book, and
There
you just
was
made
none.
it. You just made the
tender
spice.
Guys,
loving.
no, time out. Did we read the same book?
There was tender loving.
There was sex against a wall that rattled paintings.
Okay.
I didn't
All right,
find
yes,
it.
I forgot about that.
But when I think of this book, I don't think
Spice.
Thank you. I don't think chili pepper spice. I think like it's a beautiful, like warm and cozy, loving
reconnection.
They're in their honeymoon phase. They're not having like, honeymoon
Reese
phase people.
did say he promised to have sex with her. He said the other words, against the wall.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yes,
and they did do that. And wasn't it in the sky or as well with wings?
Was that this book? Oh yeah, I think it was this book.
And
no, they had some good sex.
Come on, okay. Can we get dirty at one point real quick?
We didn't even do the summary.
This was my favorite. You're right. This is so out of order. This was one of my favorite parts. And what does that say about me? That they were like having sex in the sky, flying, and something happens, and she laughs, and
Jenna.
It almost makes him finish early because she laughed while they were having sex.
Yes.
I really like that.
Okay,
part.
it's been a while since I read this book.
I forgot about that.
I mean, it's been a while for me too.
Maybe
But
I should have
remember
reread
that
it.
part.
I guess I should have reread that part.
I know.
All right,
I'm like
sorry.
lost. I'm in a whole nother series going on here. So,
But
yeah.
in the sense of spice that Dina and I are on the same page about, it's not like there's so much going on in the world of war and everything, and then you add the extra spice and anxiety of
And
that
tension, right? Like
intention.
No,
This is like loving.
Yeah, this was they're married and
they're married, they're living together, and now it's like their day to day.
Yeah, no, yeah.
hot
It was
new-
like
new
it was like,
honeymoon
like
sex.
normal day sex. Well,
Well, not
For
still
them.
great.
Well,
Still
they're-
great. They're fae. Of course,
Still-
they're going to have phenomenal fae
still
sex.
fantastic.
Right? All right. Anyway, guys.
Okay, go into the summary, Danielle. That was all my fault. I take the blame for that. Go ahead. Got off on a-
Our listener who gave us that feedback is really saying tisk tisk, girls.
we had a lovely listener give us
Constructive feedback.
She said she liked it. She said she was reading along with us, and she gave us a little constructive criticism about our flow.
And then we threw it out the window just now by accident, not on purpose. We really did take it to heart.
It's we
did.
did. It's just me and Danielle. I think
We have a problem.
it's just us together. We should really
listen to Did Not Need to Know. It's all
our
over
other
the place.
podcasts. Yeah, we really should be separated. Is the problem? You go to Texas, Dina comes here.
I go to Texas? Ugh.
Why don't we just all go to Texas?
Well, it's easier if you
Then
you
nothing
are
will
one.
get done.
You are
Nothing
one.
will
You
get done.
come
That's
here.
true.
I'll be eating brisket and I'll be
And
drunk
you won't
all
be
the time.
cold.
I would be
You won't
so
be cold.
fat from the brisket. Oh my god.
I don't know. I think there's like a science behind only eating protein
Probably.
all the time.
Isn't that a keto diet?
I came back a little bit less in the poundage when when we visited them because I wasn't eating pasta.
Really?
I was
Yeah.
eating.
and we didn't eat rice.
Didn't know it was. I was just eating straight.
Maybe
meat.
then it's a central Texas thing because where I'm from, it's all salt, grease, really delicious carbs. So,
Oh.
I mean, I could bring
we
y'all
didn't get
down
any
here.
of that.
I mean,
but
I'll take that too. It's fine.
I'll take
You're
it
like,
all.
I'm not picky.
Give me all the
No, I'm
delicious
okay.
food.
I'm okay.
All right,
All
we
right.
tangented again.
Focus.
Okay.
Focus.
We
We got this.
start off a week from Winter Solstice and Feyre's birthday. Ta-da! It is a wonderful time of year. Jenna doesn't like having her birthday on Christmas, but maybe
I don't mind. But
Yeah.
thanks
It's
for
like your Feyre.
Well,
You
I
are-
did.
I didn't
feel,
see this parallel until right now. Oh
I
my god!
Did feel a little connection to my girl Feyre with us both
Yes.
having winter holiday birthdays.
Mm-hmm,
I don't know if solstice is the Christmas equivalent in Feyland.
I would say so.
yeah,
Okay.
it is.
Well, there we go.
They're getting gifts and stuff.
Then we're birthday twins.
Yes,
you
you
see
are.
the Christmas tree? You got one too.
Hello.
Tilted the camera just for this.
All right, so Nesta, she's like, nope, I don't want to hang out with you guys. I'm moving into my own nasty apartment in the slums.
She's in a
And
deep
she refuses
depression.
to see anyone. But Feyre, I feel really bad for her at this point because having a sister that I'm besties with and like Feyre is just so like she is mad at Nesta, but obviously can't be mad at her forever and wants to reconnect with her. And she's really trying, and Nesta's just a
Feyre
fucking
does
asshole.
try very, very, very
She
hard.
really does.
And Nessa's being an almighty asshole.
I know. We
And gross.
learn more
She's
about her.
being gross.
She is being so
Yeah.
dirty,
Yeah,
nasty, dirty
which
people she's
I
sleeping
think
with.
maybe isn't like her way of punishing herself.
She's for sure punishing
for
herself.
sure. And we'll learn more about that. So
Yeah.
Thank you, readers, for sticking with us. All right, so Feyre meets Racina, a Fey woman she came across when Hybern attacked Velaris, and she invites Feyre to use her art studio. How nice. But Feyre's like, not ready for this yet. But thank you for the offer. And this is going to continue her beautiful journey of letting herself enjoy things again and be happy, because now we're not at a crazy point of time where everything's gloom and doom. It's a timeout from the crazy.
Full timeout. We'll worry about the queens later.
Yeah, we'll get there. All right, Rhysand has forgiven Elaine, thank you so much, but not Nesta for not helping her when they were a human. And I get it. He is so protective of Feyre, and he's holding a grudge. I mean, he wasn't there when they grew up. He could just see the pain and hurt that Feyre endured. So someone has to stick up for her, even though she's trying to forgive Nesta. He still has to defend her.
Well, because Elaine is like being kind to Feyre, and like she's starting to come around. She's like
baking her cookies,
and Nessa's
she's trying.
Yeah, where Nessa's holed up in a really crummy apartment, getting drunk 24/7, having sex with random
She's not
males.
even trying with Elaine.
Yeah,
like barely.
Yeah. So it's like, it's easier for Rhysand to forgive Elaine for Elaine letting Feyre do everything when they were humans and putting herself in danger. But, like, how do you forgive someone when they're not even trying?
And let's just say, Rhysand, number one, we already knew he was amazing. Even more amazing that he's letting her nasty sisters, like, stay there and, like,
mooch off them.
Off
Major
of him.
Paying
He's
for
paying
their rent.
for Nesta's stupid apartment. She's demanding rent money, and he's just giving
Could you
it to her.
imagine the gall of demanding money?
I know.
And then not, like, offering anything in return, not saying thank you, just like, you better pay for this.
Just
So he's a gem that he just endures all that for, for the love of his life.
Everything that she did in Court and Ruins and Wings, what is it? Wings and Ruins, like, is just completely like ruined by this book with her. Like
exactly.
She was starting to make ground.
At the end, you're just like, oh yes, you and Cassian. And then when this book happened, I was just like, what the fuck?
Seriously?
We're going backwards? Yeah. Okay.
And like we learn why.
I know.
In Silver Flames. But like honestly. Like, I still don't accept it, but whatever.
All right.
Like it was like 3 steps forward, like a million steps back with Nesta.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, and then beautiful Cassian finds Emery running the clothing shop and buys all of her winter clothes, beautiful man, and tells her to give them to those in the village who need them most, because what a gem he is. Feyre goes to Racina's studio space. Like I said before, she was too scared. And then she does end up paint, right? Because she needs it. It's a cathartic way for her to get out her feelings. And she paints what she looked like before what she looked like when she looked into the mirror, the beast that she saw.
The Ouroboros, yeah. So that was like what my painting my digital painting
It was a painting,
and
digital
I was
painting.
trying to
it was going to be that. Oh,
yeah, remember she said that?
Oh,
I had seen, what I was kind of picturing was like a cracked mirror and then like different versions of herself within the mirror.
Oh, different
but
versions.
Given how difficult it was for me to draw her face from the last one, I was like,
Dina went through like 5 different versions of Feyre's
honestly,
face.
the one you landed on was fire. Yeah. So.
Right. I felt like that
Perfection.
finally has some resemblance of what I picture in my head, and also goes with our
fan pick.
Our fan pick. Yeah, exactly.
But I like this one.
So that's why I still like settled on her painting, and I almost drew something within her painting. Like I had like a black thing.
Now I need to
kind of
go
going,
back.
but then
I need to go back and look at it.
No, she didn't have anything on the
I
canvas.
didn't. I didn't draw anything on the canvas, but I had at one point. Yeah.
No, but I like that you didn't have her face showing. I thought it was nice and mysterious.
Right? Just like,
and it was a cozy scene. Like you're not focusing on her face and what she's thinking. You're focusing on like the atmosphere,
the surrounding. Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Sorry,
it was beautiful.
took a tangent there, but
no, it was beautiful. All right, and then Rhys goes to visit Tamlin at the spring court and finds it completely run down, and empty. Everybody's gone. And then someone wrote, who wrote this? He cooks for him too, right?
that was Jenna, right?
He's like so sad and pathetic. He's like not eating.
Yeah,
he's
Rhysand was like, I fucking hate this guy, but damn it, I think he's
just
starving.
eat, man. Just
I think like he cooks him a meal, and I was like, oh god damn it, Rhys, you're so good.
Like, lift up
to
your
this
fork, you bitch.
shithead, this utter shithead.
I know.
He's like, I hate him. I'm pretty sure he's
Well,
broken up because
he cooks for him, and then he still tells him he's a piece of shit. He tells him he deserves everything that's befallen on him, and he hopes he spends the rest of his life alone.
Well, because of everything that he did to Feyre's sisters.
No. I mean, Totes, he sucks. He
sucks.
Totes, he sucks. I think he did have that redemption when he did help Feyre escape in Wings and Ruin. Do I think that he deserves total happiness? No. I mean, I think that maybe if he's remorseful enough, he can be forgiven and find his own happiness. He does not need a place in Feyre's life.
No. Sorry, that was
and
intense.
Rhys doesn't need to, do anything further with this. But I don't know if I want him miserable forever.
No, I'm cool with him having a redemption arc. I don't want a whole fucking book like they did with Cole.
Yeah.
No, he could have.
We could do like a novella.
A novella.
We can get it.
Or just stop telling me about Kale when you told me I couldn't read it.
I'm sorry. I don't even need a novella. I would be annoyed with a novella.
Really?
But maybe just like a little like side story. And I agree. I don't want him involved in the inner circle of Feyre's life. Maybe just like, hey, he meets this random Fey chick and like she likes the beast and like, and he becomes like it's not such a selfish dick and learns how to give people compliments and like ask them how they're feeling and sees if they're okay.
Well, yeah, self-reflection, it needs to occur.
We haven't really seen that out of old Tam
achieved
Tam.
that.
No. Yeah, exactly.
And
maybe a bonus chapter. Could we do a bonus chapter?
Would be nice.
That would be lovely.
Like a flash
Let's
forward
pitch that to SJM.
Hey, SJM. Bet you never heard this
Our bestie.
before. Bet this is
Sarah
brand new information.
Janet.
And I would just like to time out really quick because our fan cast is getting a lot of love. I think the last time I looked at it was at like 350,000 views.
Whoa.
Shit.
And I recently saw a very, very nice, and our fan cast was like, who would we want in our like ACOTAR? And it kind of went, I don't know, our equivalent of viral. I guess that might be viral. I don't know.
It's definitely
What is
anything
viral?
I've ever posted in my life. It's viral for me.
Right?
Yeah.
We're going to say it's viral. Anyway, we had agreed that Austin Butler would be our Tam Tam. And then I saw a lovely interview of Austin Butler.
I
and
know,
he
you're
seems
so
like
funny with that.
such like a little like precious soul. And I'm like, oh shit. I am so sorry, Austin Butler. Like you do not deserve to be Tamlin.
That just makes him like a good actor.
I guess.
And
I honestly,
he
I
can
was
play
just
a
like,
dick.
he's hot. I've liked him in things that I've seen. I wouldn't mind seeing him.
So we're admitting Tamlin is attractive.
I'm admitting Austin Butler's attractive.
Well, you just
I
said.
think Tamlin, in my
sure.
mind, in the story, he's attractive.
I think
he's
he is
just
attractive.
not.
I don't think our
my kind of attractive. Maybe
He's not.
I don't think our favorite girl would bone an ugly dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
true.
But she wasn't really even. We
Sorry,
talked about
Matt.
this before in the previous books. That she wasn't even truly falling in love with him. It was almost like a Stockholm syndrome falling in love.
It was a Stockholm syndrome, and it was her first taste of like freedom.
Love.
And
She was a virgin. Did we ever talk about this? Was she a virgin?
no, she
No.
was not. It was like
she
some
had that
random
one guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
From the very beginning. I don't remember his name.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
It was just like some human villager.
Poor guy.
That pillaged her.
The Gaston.
A human villager that pillaged her.
I didn't hear that. That was
Thank
great.
you. Dina caught it.
That
Thank you.
was great. Villager that pillaged her.
Oh, good. I'm on fire tonight.
You are.
You are libbing it up. Oh my god. I don't know. Okay,
right,
let's
go
just
ahead.
let's just get over it.
Let's get to
play a
since we're
sound clip right
drinking and
there.
I'm feeling like a little like warm and toasty from this prosecco.
Prosecco snow globe.
Let's talk about our friends who drink.
Okay, speaking of that, Feyre and Cassian, this was in addition to the in-air sex. Feyre and Cassian getting drunk while decorating
Like
for
finding
solstice.
the good wine too. They're
Yeah,
like, let's
Yeah.
go get
He's like,
Reese's stash.
I know Rasanne keeps the really good wine around here somewhere. And they just drank it all. I was like, those are people I could hang with.
For real.
Let's do this.
Those are my people.
Spilling wine all over. They were sloppy, and I loved it.
Oh, yeah.
And can we just like take a moment to imagine meaty, muscular Cassian with the long hair in like a winter sweater? Like, what would that look like? My God.
Muscles busting through that sweater.
Like I'm thinking of like maybe like a Henley, like just like a fit.
Yeah, that's hot.
Okay. Take a moment of silence for Cassian. Okay.
I would love to see him on the beach, like coming out of the water.
Anyway,
know.
any kind of way, this man, it's fine. So while Feyre's having a great old time with Cassian, Nesta still is spiraling. We are really spiraling. She starts drinking more and more, sleeping with more men in bars, and they're like dirty. She like it's
She's
even like
finding the gross ones. On
she's
purpose.
even commenting about like how they're greasy. It's like no. Feyre tries to get her to come to Solstice, but she keeps refusing. Feyre's like, but I'll like pay for you rent, you know, if you come to Solstice. Otherwise, you're
She's
cut
like,
off.
oh, guess what? It's due at the first of the month. Give me my money.
And she's like, you know, I'll pay for it if you come and like celebrate my birthday and a holiday. So Rhysand
It's
gets
so sad. It's her birth, like, and she's already like bribing her to come.
You know,
right,
terrible.
like just like give a little bit, babe. Just give a little bit of love back.
At least that.
So let's discuss the presents because this is super fun. I loved this. Rhysand gets Feyre's birthday presents, which were like sketchbook and a scarf because it's cold and a satchel to hold all her supplies as she goes to like Rhysenia's studio and all that. And then Feyre's like, I think she like mind spoke. She's like, I'd love to draw you nude. And I'm like, oh yeah, let's do it. Rhysand leaves with Cassian and Azriel for a Solstice Day tradition, which we talked about, the snowball fight. Who won? I forget who won. Was it Azriel?
Oh,
And like someone complained, like, he cheats, blah, blah, blah.
But I thought Cassian was like, I have to win this year. I haven't won in so many years.
Did Cassian end up winning?
Who wins?
I remember the discussion about it, but
I don't know.
oh, I'm so unprepared
But
today.
this was like a big deal because it was the first one since he came back from being under the
Azriel
mountain.
Yes.
Azriel won.
Azriel.
It was Azriel. Okay.
I knew it.
You didn't even need a reread.
I didn't need
It's
it.
all up here. It's all up here, baby.
I may not remember what I ate yesterday, but I can remember that
You got these books.
they had sex in the sky and Azriel won the snowball fight.
The important things.
I mean, what could be more important?
Why do you need to know what you had yesterday? Like, this is more important.
No. Yeah, so snowball fight, and which was I thought was really sweet because it was like Rhysand's first like carefree thing that he did since coming back from Amarantha under the mountain, and then they had the war with Hybern, and I'm like, good for you, Rhysand. You've been through some shit.
He really has. He deserved this solstice.
Yeah, he's been through the ringer.
Like, it probably would have been nice if he hadn't met Feyre and he still would have had a nice solstice. But, like, this was really, like, such a beautiful...
So
his life is
special.
complete.
He's got his mate.
His wife.
His wife. He's got his
lady.
besties surrounding him. Yeah, his freaking high lady.
He's cool. Like, he's got boy besties, girl besties. He's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, there's literally no one better than Rhysand.
No.
Okay, so shock of all shocks. They're celebrating solstice. They're like all around their, I don't know if they have a Christmas tree.
Their fireplace.
Their fireplace. They got their wine. Nesta shows up for their celebration. But she's like mute the whole night.
Well, she didn't have a gift for anybody, so she's just like, oh, we're just going to sit in the corner.
Which, how embarrassing. Everybody's exchanging gifts and you have nothing to give anybody.
It's so awkward.
And she's like,
But to her defense, did she know that that was a gift exchanging holiday?
I don't remember.
I feel like she didn't know that.
I don't know.
She's
She
still
did.
new to this Fae stuff, and she was like not really embracing her Faeness.
Elaine knew, granted, because Elaine lives there
She hangs
with
out
them
there,
in
yeah.
the,
And
what's it
Elaine-
called? The townhouse?
Yeah, it's the townhouse.
I think they're in the townhouse. Yeah.
Yeah, the townhouse.
How big is this townhouse? But then didn't Azriel and Cassian have to?
They're
share-
bunking up
yeah,
or something.
they're sharing a room.
They're bunking up right
Yeah.
now. We'll get to why. And we'll get to everything that's going to happen. Okay, so she like goes to leave at the end of the night and takes the rent money from Feyre. And then Cassian like quick like goes after her. He's walking down the street after her. This was so sad. He's like, you know, trying to chat with her. She's like blowing him off. And he's like presents a gift to her that it took him months and months to find. But she says she wants nothing to do with him. They have like a fight of like why she's pushing him away after obviously she like threw her body on top of him to protect him from the king of Hybern as he was dying. And she takes the present. She didn't even unwrap it yet and like throws it at him and says no. And then he gets so upset that after she scoffs and walks off, he just chucks it into the river.
I screamed out loud at this point.
I want to know what it is.
I wanted to know what it was. And I was so mad. She was so hurtful. I actually said, "You bitch," out loud. I'm pretty sure. I was so mad.
It's just rude.
Like, how dare you do that to this sweet man?
I know. And then after months of finding it, like, I need to know what this present was and how perfect was it for her? And was it expensive or was it just something that's thoughtful?
If
I
it
feel like
took
it's
a
something
month,
that's thoughtful.
if it took a month,
Right.
it's
I hope he
thoughtful.
fishes it out of the water one day.
I know,
Did
because
we
we
ever
never
find
found
out?
like we never
never
found
find
out, right?
Are you sure?
Spoiler
think
for people
so.
in the next book. We don't find out.
Google
No,
that.
I
Really?
waited for it in Silver Flames. I waited for it. Did not happen.
Okay, so another beautiful tidbit of information we find out is that all the dresses that Rasanne gifted to Feyre, the Starfall dress, the dress when she goes to like Under the Mountain and all that stuff, were dresses that Rasanne's mother had made, and they were hers. And she had told Rasanne that one day she wanted to gift them to, you know, his future wife.
It's so beautiful.
Feyre, obviously, her ovaries are screaming, and she's like, I want to get pregnant and have a baby. And, you know,
We're all like, yeah, us too.
Rasanne reveals his final present to her, which is that he bought an estate for them. Where she can build, like, he's like, take it, like, design whatever you want, make sure there's room for Amryn and Mor and Azriel and Cassian. And then he makes sure to say, build us a home with room for everyone, a bathtub built for two, and wings, and a room for a nursery, which was just like, oh, so cute. So Feyre finds out that the closed gallery that she had been like sneaking into, which I was like, that's kind of weird that you're sneaking into like an abandoned building that like you don't really know what's up. The abandoned building had belonged to a woman called Polina that I believe died when
During the
Hybern attack.
The attack, yeah.
With the adders, right? It was with the adders.
Yeah.
And that because Feyre was the defender of the rainbow, the art row of the buildings that were all different colors, the rainbow. They gifted the studio to her parents, Polina's parents, to Feyre. So now it's Feyre, and Feyre decides to team up with Rosinia and open up a studio to teach children how to paint, and it'll be free for everyone, which is
so nice.
Lovely.
I know.
It's a very sweet idea.
It gives her like a beautiful, noble like hobby / career.
Yeah.
And
like
if
normalcy.
I was rich, I would do that as well. That
Yeah,
sounds
right?
great.
That sounds like a dream.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Not have to worry about money. I'm just like teaching little kids how to paint. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was supposed to be like kids who have trauma to
Yes,
paint their
it helps
feelings. It was
them
like
deal
art
with
therapy. It was like
Yeah.
an art therapy studio.
Because Feyre had been using painting as art therapy for her. Even back when she was in the human world before she met Rasanne and went over the wall and all that, she would, paint like her dresser and things like that, their dining table and all that stuff. So, yeah.
That's how she deals with it. So, yeah, why not?
Exactly. All right. Are we going to deep dive, Dina?
Yes. So, as I was kind of looking at this book a little bit more, I found that a lot of people didn't really like the book. It does get a lot of hate, which I don't agree with. I actually really enjoyed this book. I felt like it was a nice little in between, a palate cleanser, just to like get us through all the trauma that we went through in the book and see it like a happier ending for them. Well, I mean, it's not really an ending, but just,
right.
to the next book.
I mean, yeah, it could have ended there if we wanted to because it was happy, but
Right. I mean, now we hopefully get more like deep dive into other characters too after this, and then maybe in the end get like a overall, right, of all of them and ending the story for everybody. But yeah, I actually really like this book. So it actually offers a lot of themes that we see, such as like the healing and recovery. There's certain characters that deal with it more than others. They have emotional and physical scars. So obviously Feyre and Rasanne from Under the Mountain to just the war in general. And then even Nesta, like I feel like she's not in the healing and recovery piece. She's more in the like grief and guilt part. And she's just like basically destroying herself.
Yeah.
100%.
But then I feel like the story also emphasized like the importance of allowing yourself that time to heal and then dealing with it, because everyone deals with it differently. But you kind of see like Feyre dealing with it with the painting and the art studio and that part. You know?
Ness is not dealing with it at all.
She's avoiding
At all.
She's drowning herself, literally.
I really do feel like she's punishing herself. She doesn't feel like she's worthy, especially after what happened with her father. I think she feels really responsible. And it's just her way of like...
I'm not really sure how she feels responsible for his death, though. I get it that, like, when you're grieving, like, you'll blame yourself for even the most crazy of circumstances, but I just don't see how that could possibly be her fault.
I mean, the father made the choice to help his daughters in the end.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
Yeah.
So,
but I like the theme of family and togetherness and belonging, right? They're like finding their way back into like this beautiful. I love that they all live together and they're all just like
so cute. I would love
so
to
cute.
live with them too.
decorating, the gift giving, like it
Right?
really like what tradition do we have here? And like I feel like Christmas time, the holidays, all that reflects that, and it's so nice to see that in their world too. Not necessarily the same
It's
way we
cute.
do, but in their own way.
no,
like
for
that's
sure.
so...
It definitely seems very similar to our traditions.
Yeah. It's cute. I like it.
And then there's also like a renewal and rebirth, just winter in general. Like it's supposed to symbolize that renewal point.
Oh, that's
And like characters moving forward, like you kind of see that, not all of them, but most of them moving forward.
Yeah, they say that like winter is the time of like rest for like the earth and plants, and like this is the character's time of like resting after the war. They know they still have work to do with everything, but like this is like a reprieve for them. So no, that's a nice like theme and tie-in. I like
Exactly.
That. Yeah.
And then the last thing that I saw was the identity and purpose, which you see with Feyre and discovering her career or her hobby, the art thing with the kids. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Like we said, I think that was a really nice thing for her to discover within herself.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
hopefully like the ending of the heat, like, you know, like wrapping it up for her emotional and trauma that she dealt with.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's definitely good for her purpose in life for sure.
Yeah. Feyre's
She's
definitely
not
coming.
just the high lady.
Yeah,
she has
she's-
her own thing
right.
outside of
She's
Rhysand.
coming into herself completely, Feyre.
And she's still so young. So it's like,
I
you
know. Yeah.
I can't imagine being that age and
the responsibility
No.
that she's had to take on.
no.
Yeah, because Rhys even says to Cassian at one point, like, oh my God,
I've lived
so much. And Feyre, this is her, like, was it her, like, her 23rd birthday?
No,
or
it was her
something?
21st.
Yeah,
It was like,
I was going to say
And
like
he's
21,
like-
22.
He's like, she's only lived 21 years and, like, she has so much life to live still. Like, I can't believe this. Like, it was, like, a kind of a crazy... He was, like, feeling a lot of guilt, I feel like, for
Yeah.
it. Of, like, everything that she's
and
been through,
yeah, like,
right?
am I enough for her?
Yeah.
Almost questioning it, I think, but
Aw.
she obviously is enough. Totally enough.
Obviously.
Totally.
More than enough.
Hey, heck yeah. So listener engagement, we had put up on our Instagram. This was Dina's idea, this one. Best gift given during the winter solstice in Frost and Starlight. So we had put Feyre's painting for Rhysand, which was her Ouroboros, or her version of the Ouroboros that she of herself she gave to Rhysand, which I thought was kind of a shitty gift.
I know.
That was my opinion.
When she gave that to him, I was like, ooh, that's
And he
it.
was like, thank you.
Really?
And he like cried and he was like, thank you for trusting me with like showing me your like inner self and like the darkest part of you. And I'm like, that's a nice way of looking at it, but I still think it's a shitty gift. But like,
The
I
stick
thought it was
figures.
so-
It's the stick figures, isn't it? He was crying because he's sad. He's like, really?
I love
Really?
that. I love that joke on social media where like she's a shitty artist and it's
Yeah.
just all stick figures.
They're
I
all-
love that.
And Reese is like, tell her she's good. Tell her she's good.
Right.
So that got 16%. Then it was Rhysand's satchel and sketchbook for Feyre, which thoughtful, sweet, cute.
Yeah.
11%.
Not original, but thoughtful.
Yep.
Yeah.
This was a giant red flag for me. And when I read this, like in the book, I got the ick. Moore's gifting Cassian red silk underwear. I'm like, girl, he's not even your man. You slept with him 500 years ago and want one time and want nothing to do with him now. Put him in the friend zone and you're going to give him red silk underwear?
She's a terrible gift giver.
Horrible.
I thought that
They
was
all like put her gifts aside in a
red
box
flag.
every year. That's just like, oh, thanks.
And then our man Azrael, that sweet silent
Who
man.
knew? Who knew he was this beautiful and thoughtful?
Oh, I had a feeling.
Some men are just terrible gift givers.
Nah, our Az, he's silent in the shadows, always observing. He gave Nesta, of all people, showing his true heart, a silver wand that lights up because he knows that she's a reader, and it's like a book light. And it like can light up wherever. And it's so freaking thoughtful.
She was so taken back. She goes, you gave me a gift. And then when she saw it, she like burst into tears, right?
Yeah, I think so. So Rasanne's satchel was 11%. Moore's silk underwear was 21%. Really, people? Really,
Come on, people.
Really, people?
Did the guys vote on this one? I feel like the guys
did
voted on
that?
because they don't really understand.
Right?
Yeah, we should check and see.
Or
who
the
voted.
horny girls. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
They just want to see Cassian in that red silk
and the red.
I wouldn't hate that.
And then Az's silver wand got 53%, which is accurate.
Agreed. Agreed.
Good job, people. Good job. And also, can we just talk about how Azrael also gave Feyre paints from the continent, which was really hard to get? He had to like fly his little fine ass all the way there. Sorry, Dina.
I'm getting mental pictures here.
Elaine like is finally getting out of her like what's catatonic state, and she's like, I baked everybody cookies.
I know, right? She's like in with the
Freaking
help. Like
flake.
She doesn't like. She's always in the kitchen, dawn to dusk, because she's in the kitchen.
That's her way of healing. She's just
Yeah.
Do
either
you think she's a good cook?
she's either in the garden making things grow, healing the earth, or she's cooking and feeding people, which I guess is symbolic.
I mean, they said
Yeah.
it smelled good.
They said it smelled good.
Well, when they put the food on the table, they said it smelled good. So.
Again, it's like the whole stick figure thing, but
Right.
Elaine and her baking.
I
They're
don't
like,
say anything.
"It's
She's like very
good."
fragile. She's very fragile. Don't tell
Could you
her her food's
imagine
bad.
if she like mixed up the salt with the sugar and everything's disgusting?
Oh my god.
So we gave this book 4 goblets, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like wasn't the whole 5. It was very good. It was it's what a novella deserves, you know?
Yeah.
Do we agree? Do we
Yeah,
have-
I agree. Yeah.
We're all in agreement.
Perfect. All right, Dina, you came up with this beautiful segment that I'm obsessed with. Go for it, girl, because I have things to
Actually.
tell you.
Well,
Oh my
okay,
God.
so it was partially a Joseph suggestion.
Get the
No
fuck out.
way.
Yes.
My
So the other
Joseph,
night we were
you're
hanging out and
just
he's
my
like,
Joseph.
you know what? I liked Did Not Need to Know would do like a wind down right after the thing. He's like, y'all
love
should
him.
do that. I'm like, yeah, I mean, our episodes tend to run long, but maybe at least for the shorter ones or, you know, just to add
Joseph.
something in there,
He's
like
so
maybe we
good.
could do a shorter segment. So I was kind of thinking like, well, what will we talk about? We kind of like do tangents throughout. And I thought, oh, well, what if we call this segment like On the Nightstand? And we just talk about either our current reads or what's on our nightstand to read and just
Love
kind
that.
of give listeners like a preview of maybe upcoming episodes or what maybe they might want, like book recommendations. So
I love
girls,
that.
what is on your nightstand?
All right. Well, Jenna has a bazillion things on her nightstand.
Yeah, but I'm reading.
I mean, books,
Yeah.
ladies.
No. Books.
Dina.
No, I have always been like, I need a physical book in hand. But
Yes.
now that, like, you know, when you can't sit and read because you have to do housework and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So now I did the Black Friday sale and I did get a bunch of audibles. What's the light? What's it called?
Lights out.
Lights Out. Jenna told me like the 18
You got
chili
that one?
peppers, pretty much. I haven't started it yet because I'm
Guys.
finishing Powerless, which is also awesome. Love it. But that's more
yes.
romantic-y. Like,
Oh, Kai Azar
know.
all day,
it's
every day.
honestly, it's the voice actor. Like, you can't.
Don't you want to, like, I literally clicked on his name in Audible. I was like, what other books have you done? I need to listen
my
to
God.
everything.
When you find a good voice actor, that's it. But one thing on my nightstand that I need to finish is the Throne of Glass series. I'm on Crowns of Midnight, but I want to finish the Housemaids, the last Housemaid. I did.
Did you see there's another one coming out?
There's a
The
fourth?
Housemaid Wedding.
No, I have the third one. I had it on hold at the library because Jenna's been holding it hostage. And then I didn't get it, so I have to go back.
I didn't finish the third. Even my daughter was like, you didn't finish that yet?
I know, they told me.
I started it, and then I got distracted with other things.
It's a really good series, but...
It is. I liked it.
Mm-hmm. Well, then we started becoming like ARC readers, like at advanced early... What the heck is it called? Advanced reader copies.
Advanced reader copy. Yes.
And like, I'm like, oh, I got a lot of books I got to read now. So I'm like listening to Audible when I'm driving to work. And then I'm reading physical at home. I'm like, listen, my hobby is very busy.
Time consuming.
It's very time consuming. So yeah, our ARC reader I'm reading is Trial of Bronze and... Oh, shit.
Blood.
Oh, yeah. Blood. Thank you,
Bronze
Dina.
and blood, yes.
Yes. And we will do a little tidbit on it when me and Dina are done reading it. But the Audible that I'm reading, and I love a dual narration, but this is my first step into dark romance. This is my very first one. And I follow this one like book talk guy who's so funny. He's like, if you're scared to get into dark romance, do Lights Out. And I had been seeing other things about Lights Out, and I was like, oh, this sounds scary. And he's like, do this because it's like a comedy with the dark romance. And so I listened to like
the preview
of it, and I was like, okay, I know that voice actor. He does a lot of Amy Jimenez books on Audible. I like him. He's got a great voice. And I know Laura Horowitz is the other Audible, and like she's gotten a lot of like she's like famous on Audible as well. So I was like, okay, I'm down. I'll try. Worst comes to worst, I shut this off because it's too intense for me. Guys, it's so hot. I'm 3/4 of the way in, and they just got to one spicy scene that I'm like, okay, this might be where it's a little too.
You said it's
too
like
much for me.
Hard to read around people and stuff, right?
Well, yeah. So like I'm like at work with earphones when I'm like typing up reports. I'm like obviously not with treating kids, and I'm like, I'm like this is really sexy. I should not be turned on at work right now. This is very bad. And like in the car, I'm like texting my husband. I'm like, so tonight,
are you home yet? Did you get home from work yet?
Well, he works from home, so I'm like, do I have time on my lunch break? Do I have time?
Wow, that good, huh?
It's super.
Hey, Matt, you listening?
Like it's all. If they're not having sex,
He's like, get that on her nightstand right now.
Yeah. So it's like Navessa Allen. It's called Lights Out. And if they're not talking about sex, they're having sex, or vice versa. But now we're in I'm in 3/4 of the book. Something really dark happened. Also, like the dirtiest sex scene ever happened, and I'm like, okay, this might be where it gets a little too much for me. And I'm like, if this is comedy dark romance, I don't know if I can handle like straight up dark romance because so this,
okay.
Well,
now I'm scared.
Warning.
TBD. Read those triggers. I'm okay, but I still can step back and be like, this might be too much. But the other stuff, super hot.
Okay.
Guy's voice, super hot. I'm like turned on, and then I'm laughing the next minute because it's so funny. And then I'm like, this is really fucked up that I think this is funny. Anyway, I don't know. I feel like Dina's too like pure and beautiful to read this book. I feel like you would read this book and you'd be like, I don't think I want to be friends with Jenna anymore.
You'd be so red, I'm sure. Not that I've read this book.
Really? Oh.
I'm like, I got to the point where it was like, this might be too much for me. I'm like, oh my God, I told Dina and Danielle about this book. They can't read this and know that I've read this.
They're going to judge you. We're going to judge you.
They're going to judge me so hard.
We would never judge our wing leader.
But I was like, what does this author look like? So I was like I went on a rabbit hole last night of her Instagram and everything. And she was like reading like reviews and like, it was like 5 stars, but I need therapy now. And I'm like, yes.
Oh.
Oh no.
Well, now I'm kind of intrigued.
So it's like, he's a stalker, but like, he's a good guy. Like if you took away,
is it like 50 Shades of Grey or
no? It's way worse. If you like take away all his red flags, he's like all
of his red flags.
He's like really great. He's like really great boyfriend material.
That doesn't sound.
That sounds so bad.
No, how could that even be?
It's like if a non-threatening man broke into your house, to have sex with you. Okay, this sounds so
Is this
bad.
kind of like the whole attracted to what's his name from Scream?
Okay, so yeah, if Billy from Scream actually wasn't a serial killer, it would be him, and like had like maybe like 100 pounds of pure muscle and was covered in tattoos. That would be him.
Okay.
Dina, I saw Dina. I saw your face, Dina. I saw your face. You're interested now.
I get you. That's what I'm gonna say.
Dina was like, I'm sorry, muscles and tattoos.
I'm in. Say no more.
Oh boy.
Dina, let's stop talking about what I'm reading.
Okay, yeah. What's on your nightstand,
What's
Dina?
on yours?
So me and my wholesome reads. I am also on the arc read of A Trial of Bronze and Blood. I'm about 40% in, so it's taking me a little bit while because I just finished Glow today.
Oh, you did?
So
wow. Dina,
so,
how did you
God.
do that so fast?
She's so committed.
You got
It was an audible.
yesterday.
It was audible, and it was on 1.5. Like I was listening
you
really
just
fast.
gotta speed that shit up.
I almost bumped it up to 1.7, but I was like, you know, I want to hear. Huh? No. It's like when I'm driving back and forth to work, and on my Mondays I like have a longer route, so I was able to get in like almost 2 hours.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
But
so,
yeah, she was texting me tonight. She's like, "What's this? Is it?" You were texting me tonight. You're like, "What's this? Is it this? Is it?" I'm like,
wait, I didn't even finish.
I just said this and this.
I know. I didn't even finish Spark
I had
yet.
my own little theories. I'm like, oh wait, no, it's not that. Okay, fine. But yeah, so on my nightstand is now Heat. I have the physical copy and the digital copy because, or not the digital, but the audible copy because it was only like $5 on Cyber Monday. So I was like, might as well so that I can power through because I have to know because it's like almost 800 pages.
Oh,
yeah. So
Yeah.
Dina, that's a great segue. Why are we powering through these books?
So super exciting news. Our next episode is going to be an interview with Penn Cole, the author of Spark of the Everflame, Glow of the Everflame, and Burn of the Everflame. Like,
how did we even do this, guys?
I don't know.
Heat of the Everflame and Burn. So that was my typo. I don't know. I don't know how this happened, but I literally burst into tears when her PA said yes. So first I was just like, I'm just gonna like
Email a bunch of authors.
I literally just DM'd Penn Cole, who's like, guys, if you don't know who she is, like, first of all, wake up. Second of all, she's so famous. She like self-published these books and then they got picked up and they're running rampant because they're so good. Like Glow and Heat and then Burn's coming out. Like, oh my God.
And the physical book is actually gorgeous.
Oh,
Yeah, like
gorgeous.
Gorgeous. Anyway, I was just like, let me just DM her. Like, this will never happen. And I was like, do you want to be on our podcast? And she's like, I'd love to. Contact my PA on my website. And I was like, oh, that's sweet of her to respond. Like, and then I literally didn't respond to her, email her PA for like weeks because I was like, she's just empty gesturing. She's sweet. And then I reached out to her PA, and her PA got back to me that day and was like, Penn would love to. Here's some dates, and this, and this, and this, and this. And I was like,
It was
my
wild.
husband was sitting next to me, and I just started crying. I was like, I don't understand how this is happening.
I think he started texting us when I was at work, and I'm like walking around work, and I'm like, "What is going on?" I'm like, "What is going on?" Everybody looking at me like, "I'm like,
Like, shh,
nothing.
it's okay.
I'm retiring."
Yeah, right. We wish. Like, but yeah, our next episode is not going to be a Court of Solar Flames. It will be an author interview with
Cole.
Penn Cole. I just can't even.
Please go look her up if you haven't heard of her. Please.
At least read Spark before it comes out.
So
Come on.
good from the get go. Like first
Yes.
chapter, you're hooked.
And you can go on our Instagram. I made a lovely reel about Luther Corbois because
I'm not done.
take it easy. I'm just gonna say, if you love you some Rysand, you're gonna love yourself some Luther Corbois. He's a beautiful specimen of a man. If you want loyalty, if you want someone who would just tear down the world to be with you, that's your guy. God damn, he's so good. Anyway, yeah, I'll stop talking about
But after that, then we're gonna finish up with Silver
Yes,
Flames, guys.
yes.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
then hopefully
if you
one
haven't
day-
read it, if you haven't read it, this will give you guys some time to read it.
There
okay?
you go. Because it is hefty. It is hefty. And maybe one day Sarah J. Maas will grace us with another book.
And I'm not a crier, and like I like got.
Did you
like,
cry in Silver Flames?
Yes. Remember I told you I was
Yes.
at work
Yes.
and I gasped.
Oh,
anyway.
yes, I did too. You're right. That one part at the end.
Yeah,
You're right.
that's
You're
the
right.
one when we met in October and I was finishing on
Yes.
the road
Yes.
and had to redo my makeup.
Sorry. Yeah, should have warned you about that one.
Where were you at, wing leader?
Whoopsies.
The poor boys were like, "What's happening to her? What's happening to her back there?"
What did I text you guys today? And I was like, okay, wing leader here. You should do this and look at this. What did I say?
It doesn't
It
matter.
was
Doesn't matter.
about a free copy from
another free book. It was another free book.
Danielle
it was
Jensen?
a free Danielle
Right.
Jensen had a free book on, I guess because the Cyber Monday deal is still going, and there's a free book of hers on Audible, and I was like, done.
Yep.
And you have Laura Horowitz. Was it Laura? Maybe I could be making this up. Okay. Anyway, Danielle, go on. I'm rambling.
Tangent. All right.
Ramble.
So make sure you follow us everywhere you listen. Rate and review us, please. Please follow us on Instagram at Sips with the Surreal, SURIEL. Click our Linktree bio and follow us on Goodreads. We will also put our episodes each week on YouTube, so please subscribe and like. Same name, Sips with the Surreal.